everybody, a short introduction of myself. My name is Kevin Chan, right? So I'm a consultant, I'm an instructor, I'm also the public speaker for the Joey Yap Consulting Group, right? So today we're gonna take a look at the month of March, right? So which is the rabbit month. Okay, so it's a metal rabbit month this month. So the rabbit has a combination with dog, so you got the dog in your chart. This month is a combined month for you, and it has a what you call clash with the rabbit, right? So it's the month of clashing with the rabbit. So we will be looking at this month. Unfortunately, this month they got no auspicious star at all, right? So rabbit this month got no auspicious star, so there's no need to look at auxiliary star. All of them are the not really too good star, right? So we'll go into the slide. Slide things about it, right? So what we want to do today is that, hey, where's my mouse, right? What we want to do today is let me just shrunk myself down, so new hobby today, right? Yeah, right. So you can see me at the bottom corner right now, without the ugly green color box. So it's easier for me to control everything, right? So you need to get an improvement. So today we are looking at the 5th of March until 3rd of April, which is for the month forecast for this particular month, right? So for those of you who are new here, inside the live session, so if you want to ask a question, you have to change your mode to the question mode, so it will appear red color on the screen. Then I'll be able to pick up your question from time to time, so I can see your screen, your chat screen there. Right, so today we are looking at the month of March, which is the metal rabbit seminal, right? So 2021, right? So if you have not plotted your BaZi chart yet, please go to the following website to get your BaZi chart plotted, right? So contrary to normal things that I don't do the animal sign version, so I will be doing the 10-day master version. So the day master would be the targeting point. Right, so let me just show you as the day master. So this little thing at the day, which is on the top there, is called a day master, right? So that represents you. So for this particular section, we will be using the day master. So I'll go through all 10 of the day master, which is from Jia until the Kui, right? So and then I will explain to you what is the expectation. So mainly we will be using the 10 God system in BaZi to basically do interpretation of the energy that is given to you for this particular month, right? So hopefully you can use the energy to best of your benefit, and that will basically help you in attaining your success, right? So so all of you, if you have not printed your BaZi chart, please do print the BaZi chart so that you can find your day master, right? So you want to get your day master, man. Right, so first of all, let's take a look at the chart, right? So it's the number 1 there, the Yang wood. Wow, so this particular month, the Yang wood is pretty strong. You have a direct officer against the rock wealth, which is something that's really good, right? So now, normal circumstances, the Jia is actually quite defenseless against the rock wealth, because Jia is not very flexible in terms of doing a lot of things. So in terms of playing trick with the rock wealth, it is not really doing really well. But this particular month, they have the direct officer. Not only that, the direct officer also appeared in the year. So this particular year is the Sin Chou. So you have Sin Chou there, you have the Sin, and then also the Sin metal is also embedded in the Chou itself. So their direct officer is very strong this particular month. Right, so if you take a look at it, it's like akin somebody that is appointed as the king or the ruler of the entire kingdom, right? So there's going to be a lot of expectation this particular year. So here's the thing, this month, because it's still early in the year, you are actually appointed to such a high position. Of course, expectation is going to be a lot, right? So you'll be able to, do a lot of great thing with the power that's basically given to you. So big advice for you is to basically, take the power, right? It's given to you, do not let your subject be disappointed, right? So that's what you want to do. So of course, it can be a bit lonely, having so much power put on to you, right? So you may feel there is a bit of a loneliness inside the power struggle there. So you might want to take a look at that, right? So learn how to communicate, right? So do learn how to communicate, because a lot of people, when they have power, it's very difficult for them to do actual communication to people. You actually want to know how to give information to people, right? So don't just do, and then you do not know how to communicate or give information to people, so that people know where you are leading everybody to, and not just going through a what you call killing spree with the power that's given to you, right? So please, so if the power come to you, take it, right? So you are required the power for you to run the entire place for the year, right? So now you're the ruler, appointed ruler. Okay, be happy about that. Right, let's talk about the Yit wood, which is the yin version of the wood, right? So the yin version of the wood, if you take a look at the energy signature that is available, it is 7 killing, right? So it's a 7 killing on top of the self, or what we call the friend star, right? So this is like breaking off, right? So now here's the thing. Are you having a good group of people that is together with you, or are the group of people that is together with you now holding you back? So this is the question that you want to ask yourself for this particular month, right? You start to take a look at the people around you, your so-called friend, little group of people, your so-called friend. Are they pulling you back, or are they empowering you, right? So you start to trim everything off, you start to cut off all the chain that is holding you back, right, for this particular month, right? So you want to cut off, really, you want to cut off all those people that is basically blocking your progress, right? So that's what you want to do for this particular month. So of course, with the 7 killing on top here, is that please do not overestimate yourself, right? So it is sitting right on top of yourself, which is the Yit wood, right? So there is a chance of you hurting yourself on this. 7 killing is basically a very what you call aggressive energy that you're dealing with. So there's chance of you hurting yourself, right? So what you want to do is really reshuffle your entire friend circle for this particular month. Start to take a look which are the friends that is really useful to you, which are the one that is holding you back. You want to break free from them, right? So do a bit of a Shawshank Redemption, escape from the jail that you have built for yourself, right? So this is the month for you to basically get that portion of it done, right? So Pink Fire, always the sunshine, right? So Pink Fire this year is awesome, I would say that, because this Pink Fire is facing with the direct wealth star for the year. So Sin Metal is direct wealth for them. So this particular month, direct wealth is there as well, right? So, and then there is direct resource. So not only now, so if we take a look at the direct wealth and direct resource, right? Direct wealth is basically your ability to attack out. Direct resource means that there are supplies coming in. So, if you're going to a war, right? So it's very simple for you to take a look at the situation that, definitely, you would deplete your what you call supply, right? So, you will be wasting ammunition for the war. Soldier will die, so food will be consumed, all these kind of thing. And then you have the resource, which is resupplying coming up. So when it keep on resupplying coming up, right, so you will be able to continue the fight, right? So this is what you are, taking a look at, right? So you can take a look at it as like your personal exhibition, right? So it's a personal exhibition, so you are basically doing what we call world tour. And then, you got people being able to what you call come in and support your exhibition, right? So they may donate places for you, they may actually sponsor venue for you to do all your tour, right? So this is a very good month for the Pink Fire personality people, right? So it's an awesome one, right? So you take a look, right? So let me take, so later on I'll take the question if it's not a direct question that we are having, right? So let's take a look at the Pink Fire, one of the personal favorite of me for Pink Fire, because I'm a Ren water, right? So, think fire does mean that, it's a combined over for me, right? So now think fire this month is taking a look at the indirect wealth energy. So same thing, the year also is the same matter, which is the indirect wealth energy and their indirect resource there. Now, both of these are very intuitive energy, right? So they'll be able to spot rare things, so that power, so that rare talent, right? So we'll be able to spot by think fire. So it's like trying to look for rings at night by using a flashlight. So the think fire is flashlight, and you're going to look for what you call valuable jewel. So you shine your flashlight, and then the jewel will be shined back. So so again, very nice valuable jewel also is not exhibiting its light if there's no light source shining onto it, right? So that's what you want to do. So your job for this particular month is to shine onto the rare talents of other people, or you can shine to the rare talents of yourself and basically help bring out that particular rare talent. So now the portion of it that you want to be cautioned of is that the indirect resource, right? So the indirect resource is notorious for being shiny object minded. Is called that, you go here, you take a look a bit, oh, that place seems to be a bit more interesting, then you go there, take a look a bit, this place seems to be a bit interesting. They can be losing focus a lot, right? So by going all over the places, it's like the light, shining all over the places, so you lose focus on the gem, the jewel. So you might want to avoid some self-doubt. Okay, so you want to focus on other people and other people's talent, right? So this one is what you want to do. Become a light, shine the path for somebody, and basically show people that, hey, this is the particular talent that you have. People will be more appreciative of what you are doing, right? So you want to become a talent spotter for this particular month, and then you need to be very, very sure of yourself. Please don't doubt your what you call your eyesight, right? The way that you assess things, right? So a lot of time you are a very good assessor of situations. So put a bit of a what you call faith in yourself, right? Go and find the ring, shine it, and then pick it up, right? So that's what you want to basically do this particular year, right? So let's take a look at the wolf. The wolf is having hurting officer this year. So hurting officer notorious for being noisy. Right, so they are a little bit, on the unconventional side, So if the mountain is trying to be noisy, right? So you can imagine an avalanche happening, landslide, earthquake, right? So those very, very noisy, rumbling down sound, coming down the mountain, right? So you need to take a look at it, right? So just be careful, right? So what happened here is that the hurting officer is sitting right on top of the direct officer, which is the Yeetwood, right? So current rules and regulation, current procedure, you might accidentally bulldoze a lot of those procedure, right? So like the avalanche coming down, whatever infrastructure is down there that's already been built might just be covered, destroyed, and also leveled down by the what you call the avalanche itself. So you might want to really take a look clearly on your path of going down. You basically want people to know that you are coming. So it's like driving a big truck down the road. You want to hit on the horn so that people know that you are basically coming to reduce the damage. For those people who really want to stand in front of you, just level the fella down. That's what you want to do, right? So you want to provide sufficient proof to people, before you level people down, right? So make sure that you have fact, data already, so that you can basically do all the necessary required situation for yourself, right? So you want to get all of that ready. So be practical with the thing that you're doing, right? So very, very simple, right? So if you're going to bulldoze something, right, make sure that you have enough fact and also figure before you start bulldozing, right? So always remember, right, procedure, rules, and regulation are created oftentimes because before this, somebody has got into massive amount of trouble for doing the thing that you are doing, so that they put in what you call pre-existing a way of thinking, so that other people won't have to suffer the same hurt, right? So that's what rules and regulation is for, right? Do that, right? So, let's take a look at the next one, which is your G-Earth, right? So, what is G-Earth having, right? So the G-Earth is having the eating god, right? So now eating god is notorious for being what you call precise, perfectionist, doing thing, and then is together with the 7 killing star, right? So now an eating god 7 killing combination is one of the best in terms of problem solving, right? So in terms of solving actual problem, because the eating god will create new innovative way of basically taking a look at a problem, and 7 killing is the executioner or executor of it, right? So you think of the idea, and you can basically go and perform the idea, which is very, very important, for anybody who is doing anything at all, So no point just sitting around there and having the idea and nobody is executing it, right? So for this particular month, you have the eating god 7 killing combination for the G-Earth. Please, use all your idea in surgical precision, right? So don't second guess yourself, right? So on this particular thing, the eating god is very notorious for wait, this is not ready yet, I need to wait for this, we need to work on this first, that perceptionist type of way of taking a look at the situation. They really have that on themselves. So you want to basically right now is that come out with the idea, try it out, come out with the idea, try it out, right? So that's what you want to do, right? So let some experience be your guidance, okay? Don't just so because if you have idea, you don't try it out, you don't gain experience, then you cannot try out the idea. So there's always the chicken and egg first, right? You do something because you know how to do, or because you do something, then you know how to do it. Now, which one comes first? You need to know first before you do, or you do first before you know, right? So, that's the thing that you need to take a look at, right? So any idea are basically non-existing until you tried it out. And then when you tried it out, it turns into experience. So that's what you want to do, right? So let's take a look at the next one, which is the Geng, the Yang metal portion of it. Right, so the Yang metal portion of it, this particular month, you are given the rock wealth, right? So rock wealth and energy there. So this rock wealth energy is basically sitting right on top of the direct wealth, which is not a good what you call combination that you want to take a look at. They don't like rock wealth sitting on direct wealth, which means that there are people directly coming in to take opportunity away from you. Right, so you want to basically take a look at the situation as an assassination attempt, right? I don't know, if you are holding now, the Geng metal is basically the big sword. I always tell people it's the big broadsword. It's very difficult to hide a big broadsword. Go right? So we want to kill people, right? So here's the thing: the sin metal, which is your rival, is the small little dagger. Right, so you want to take big sword to fight small little dagger, right? So it's a very dangerous thing, So I don't know if you've seen flying dagger, ninja flying sword before, right? So you want to take the big sword and go and it's like trying to cut bullets. People are using machine gun and bullets to shoot at you, right? Small little ammunition, ta 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 ta, and then you take the big sword and trying to cut. So don't watch too much animation, right? Okay. So you can basically take a look at that particular thing, right? So it's a good month for you to flush out the rival, right? Because why? You got direct wealth there. The bait is there, right? It's a good month for you to basically see who are the assassin, right? So see who are your friends that, don't give you face and actually just snatch all your opportunity away. So again, this sort of situation you want to find out early in the year, okay? Now is pretty much quite early in the year. It's the second month in the year, right? It's good for you to start observing who are the friends, who are your rival for this particular year, right? So be careful of handed tactic, right? So just now I told you already, it's basically flying small knife all over the places. So you want to move faster. You basically want to move more, right? Take more massive action, like how a normal Geng would be, loud, fast, and also determined. Right, so don't be sneaky about the thing that you are doing, right? So you are facing with the rock wealth energy, right? So let's take a look at that, right? So the next one is basically sin metal. Sin metal, the energy is basically the friend energy, right? So now just bear in mind, right? So this year, the year and the month right now, both also is sin. So the companion star is going to be much more stronger. The friend star is basically people who have the same mindset as you, your fan base, people who are in agreement with you. So if your fan base is strong this year, good for you to garner some recognition, right? So garner some recognition. So now indirect wealth is quite notorious for taking shortcut. You like to take shortcut, maybe you don't want to do cheap thing, right? So don't want to basically do cheap stuff. Go back and doing the thing that you are really good at. Go back and doing the thing that your fan base love. You do, right? So that's what you want to basically get it done, right? So increase your quality, right? This particular year, you want to take a look at it, right? So make sure you refine the thing that you're basically doing, right? So because there's a lot of fan base around you, that's basically together. You do not just want to be another one of those guys. So you want to increase the level of what you call quality that you have, so that like typical sin metal. Just imagine, right? So you're a sin metal, then the month also is sin metal, the year also is sin metal. Right now you have like 3 pieces of diamond on the table, right? So right now, so what's so special when you have 3 pieces of diamond on the table, right? So it become not very special, right? So anything that's valuable when you have too many copy of it, right, it's become not very valuable. So you need to increase your own quality in terms of the thing that you are doing, right? So that's what you want to basically do. Pretty simple, right? So I want to say is be careful imitation this particular month, right? So the friend star are same, right? Same, look alike. So there's going to be a bit of a imitation issue happening, right? So so that's why you want to what you call concentrate on the quality that you have, so that the imitation cannot continue to imitate you, right? Come, let's go on. Personal favorite, rainwater, because I am rainwater. Rainwater is having a lot of resource star this particular year. So now resource star is very good for deepen your learning. Deepen your learning is basically resource star. The direct resource is in charge of deepening a person learning. A indirect resource is in charge of broadening your learning, right? So you're basically in a month whereby you can deepen your particular learning, and you do have the hurting officer star together there, right? So again, anyway, this month is what we call a counter month. Anyhow, the sin and the wood are countering each other, right? So here's the thing: you have the knowledge, you need to learn how to transmit the knowledge out, right? So this year I'd like you to imagine you as a sonar, right? So those sonar that boat used to do map the floor of the ocean. So what do? You transmit a signal down, and then you need to stay quiet for it to hit the bottom, and then it will reflect back up, and then you receive the feedback. Then only you'll be able to draw the depth of the ocean. So that's how you basically draw. So here's the thing: the quickest way for you to take a look is that shut up and learn. Shut your mouth and basically go and do a bit of a learning. So ask a pertinent question, and then time to keep your mouth shut, and then continue to basically learn from the information that is available. So you want to basically listen to people to give you so your own opinion, which means that you want to talk a lot. Okay, zip the mouth, don't talk too much. So it's a good month for you to basically do a bit of a learning. Just remember that it's like a sonar system, right? So you blink a sound down to the bottom, it need to hit the bottom, then reflect back up to get this signal before the next sound should be hit down, right? So if you keep on, you just keep on making the sounds, right, the bounce back sound will basically be cancelled by your own voice. So you don't want to destroy the process. So this is a good month. So it's a good month for you to deepen your particular knowledge, scour for the correct, so this is gaining intel before the long battle, right? So again, right, so we are in the very early stage of the year, right? So early stage of the year, usually you do not want to do things that is a bit too rush, right? So that's what you want to basically do. Right, so let's go on to the last of it, right? So which is the Kui water, right? So the Kui water this year, this month is indirect resource, you know. Now, Kui water is already notorious for being blur case, right? They are notorious for being blur case or being super curious about, you know, everything that is basically happening around them, right? So with the indirect resource coming in, they become even more curious, right? So, you know, they want to basically, you know, go to take a look at everything, you know, they want to basically go and, you know, explore every single thing. They want to go and touch everything, right? So they want to touch everybody's heart, right? So they want to spread out and, you know, everything they're gonna, you know, want to basically touch. And then you have the eating god in the rabbit some more, right? So now when the indirect resource touches the eating god, right, this is called the owl stealing food. Right, so both the eating god and also the indirect resource are notorious for coming out with funny ideas that other people can't understand, and you know they also don't know how to explain. So when these two together is basically called eccentricity. So they become very eccentric with the thing that they are doing. Plus the Kui water itself is like a floating cloud already, no shape, right? You can see that they become very, very blur case for this particular month, right? So, you know, that's why, you know, it's very easy for people to misunderstood the thing that they are doing, right? So, you know, it's their job to basically guide other people to see what they are doing, paint a bigger picture, right? So intuition is driving them to do something, all right? So creativity is actually happening. So there probably is, you know, have a bit of an idea coming in that at this current moment, they still can't put their finger on it. Their brain is basically currently working, you know, they have something that is happening, right? So they wanted to basically do that. But here's the thing, they can't explain the entire thing. So you need to go on a big picture basis. You can't give detail, is fine, right? So indirect resource, e.g., are not very good at giving detail. So it's basically fine, but at least tell people what's the big picture, you know, where's the big thing that we are, you know, going on, right? So that's the thing that, you know, you want to basically do. All right, guys, right? So that's it for all the 10 that we are basically having, right? So let me just switch back to my, you know, big screen. Yay! Right, so this is the good thing right now. You know, I can take a look, and then we will take a look at all the question that is basically available on the screen. Let me just go back down and take a look at the question, right? So I wonder if this work. Broadcast comment to room. So can you guys see the comment? I think so. Right, so Junli here, right? So you're a Yi Yu Day Master, so it's a Yi Day Master. Ji Mao, wow, or Ji Mao, so it's Mao and Mao. Now, when you got Mao and Mao, it's basically called a Grand Duke situation, right? So anytime two same animal sign meet each other, the technical terminology is called Grand Duke, nothing more than that, right? So it's basically called Tai Sui, right? So the situation is intensification, right? So that's all, right? Having lots of stress in both work and study, which area should I focus to break through this month? The big question right now is that what are you studying for? What's the purpose of you studying for anyway, right? So, you know, Juni, I think the first thing is that, you know, so again, like the suggestion going on right now is that, you know, your predicament is coming from, you know, you might, because you want to please some of your friend from your friend circle. So, you know, the rabbit is basically your friend star. So there's an intensification of friend star. So the friend star is basically mounting an attack against your 7 killing energy, right? So so you want to basically really take a look at the influence that's around you, right? All the influence around you. Now, when we talk about friends, right, in today term, right, don't just really talk about, you know, human that is alive, right? So when you talk about friends, is that really the social media that you're looking at. If you have not noticed yet, the social media is currently your closest friend. Your handphone. Yeah. That's your best friend, by the way. Your handphone is your best friend. That's the first thing that you see in the morning, right? You haven't even say good morning to your spouse yet. You are already looking at the handphone, right? So be careful of what you are consuming from your handphone, right? So June, so you want to basically start cutting off stuff from your life, right? So Carlene here, let's take a look with Carlene there, right? So Ren Day Master, okay, good Ren Day Master. Wu Ziman. Zimao is uncivilized punishment, right? So at work, this month is my last month of my mentor sitting next to me. Any forecast, huh? Mentor not sitting on you, mentor not sitting on you. What do you expect? They have to move on with their life, dear. Just just don't get into any what you call dodgy situation with your mentor, right? So the zimao is a uncivilized punishment. There might be some dodgy stuff happening around, right? So let's not do that, right? So Ren again is hurting officer, right? So the month, take a look, and then you have your zi is basically rock wealth, right? So rock wealth is basically interacting with hurting officer, so it could be a very noisy situation if you take a look at that, right? So really, if you're Ren Day Master, learn to keep your opinion to yourself, right? So if you need to evaluate your mentor, just remember, right? So anyhow, you guys are gonna cross each other path again, right? So if it's not anything critical, just let it go. All right, cool, right? So everybody, you want them to be happy, they want you to be happy. Let's write a happy review for each other, right? So really, next thing is that you really want to get some information from your mentor as to how was your performance, right? Right, Jia Yin Day Master from Jacqueline over there. Ting Wei in the month, right? So okay, Wei. Right, so it's a combination, right? So Hai Mao Wei is combination. So the what you call your pig, rabbit, and also the goat is basically a combination, right? Enter Metal Rabbit, double up the power. Nah, not exactly doubling up the power, right? So but anyhow, it's a three harmony combination, man. The essence of the energy of the wood is going up. So but here's the thing, that wood energy from the rabbit that is going up right now is basically your competitor, right? So is it good for you that your competitor is getting stronger? Not necessary, right? But the direct officer is there, right? So that good is to help you dig out that particular competitor that's a bit maybe stubborn. Maybe you want to teach that fellow a bit of a lesson. That would be good, right? So that's what you want to do. Let's take a look at Shay here. Hey Shay, how are you? You're from US, right? So you mentioned this rabbit month, no good start. Okay, so I'm wondering if this month is good for me to go for COVID vaccine, huh? What does COVID vaccine have to do with no good start? Absolutely nothing to do with no good start. No, like here's the thing, right? One thing that I really repeatedly tell people is that your BaZi chart only controls things that is within your control. The COVID vaccine is not under your control, right? Right. So you just put it in a way like you plug the COVID vaccine, the same COVID vaccine, into somebody with very good versus somebody who is very, very bad. Does it change the nature of the COVID vaccine? It's either work or it doesn't work, right? So there are no in between. The COVID vaccine doesn't suddenly work for a fellow with a good BaZi chart and doesn't work for a fellow with a bad BaZi chart, right? So the question is that if you want to get yourself jabbed by the vaccine, just go and jab by the vaccine. There's so many vaccines in the world. Okay, if you let's say that you go certain places, like last time I used to travel to India, so I always need to be jabbed by flu vaccine. I think I was jabbed like maybe 3 shots of flu vaccine before going there, right? Because not because that you're afraid of what the flu is, just that your body have never been exposed to their version of the flu before. So if you go there without it, I don't know whether your body can take it or cannot take it, right? So please, for what we call a global related thing like COVID, right? So don't use your BaZi chart. COVID vaccine don't care about your BaZi chart. It will take effect as per how the lab test is working on, right? So your BaZi chart is not going to change the result of the COVID vaccine. Right, Max Lim, say the EG7K is best problem solving. How about HO7K? HO7K, Max Lim, go and sign up for a class and learn. Right, so it's concerned about energy of this particular month. This is not an explanation class. Sorry, guys. Winnie Leong, right? Sin Hi Day Master. Okay, Sin with Geng Yin Man, right? So Yin is basically your wealth man, right? So wow, so many friends sharing wealth. How to stand out in Korea. Okay, right? So I think it's going to be a bit tiring. Okay, because why, right? You are in a month whereby you are together with people who are equal. Now, when you talk about friend star, it's basically people who are equal in the thing that you are basically doing, right? So when you're doing that, you want to stand out, and then especially wealth star right now. Wealth star, you need to understand a wealth star is basically an opportunity for you to display your effectiveness in getting things done. So now you got 3 copies of yourself there that can also get the job done. So your way to stand out is you need to work faster than other people. Speed up, man. Speed up. Right? We got a 几4 day master. Man is 人子. So 子毛, again, you have got your uncivilized punishment relationship coming on. Right, so the G is basically having the what energy do we have for the G already, right? So the eating god energy, pretty much eating god with the uncivilized punishment. Okay, my career, should I follow run and keep? Of course you don't follow run and keep things to yourself. You actually supposed to go and solve problem, right? So now my Shalice, right? Shalice, I'm assuming you're a lady. Right, so yeah, I'm assuming you're a lady, right? So now here's the thing, right? With the eating god around, with the uncivilized punishment around, if your boss happen to be a guy, just don't get into guy and girl relationship thingy, right? It can get messy, especially together with 7 killing there together. You just imagine, right? EG is having a bit of an imagination, want or desire. 7 killing is the ability to carry out the desire. And with the uncivilized punishment inside, sexually related item can be very deadly in the office. So just be careful of it. Right, so Rina here, we have, right, Pharaoh Run Water, born in 1991. It's much a good month to seek for mentor, to deepen. Any month also is good for seek for mentor, right? So it doesn't really matter. Right, so which month it is, but you're using a hurting officer month to ask for help. Hurting officer is not really good at asking for help. So that's why I ask you to quiet down, let the other party talk, right? So the strategy is let your mentor come to you. You don't need to go and look for a mentor. By the way, right, so a mentor, right, you cannot look for it. Mentor is somebody that come to you and tell you that, hey, it's something that I might be able to help you with. Mentor you can only accept. You actually cannot look for a mentor. The fella that you can look for is called a coach, right? Yi Yu Day Master, right? Yi Yu Day Master, Yi Yu man. Wow, you got so many so which means that you're gonna have a fight with the man since you got Yuma, right? So how does it interact to affect the career on yourself, right? So let's take a look at what is the rabbit. So when you have a clash, you just want to know, right, who is fighting with who, right? So what is fighting with who? So the rabbit is basically a friend star, and then the U is basically your 7 killing, right? So so you have a 7 killing fighting with your friend star there. It's either you execute your friend or you execute yourself. Pick one. Somebody need to be sacrificed, right? So I would say that sacrificing your friend will always be better than sacrificing you, as long as the thing that you are doing is strictly professional and nothing nothing personal about it, right? So in the always in the corporate scene and the working scene, right? So just stay professional. If things required to be ironed out, just iron it out. Don't be shy about the situation, right? Sheena, Ren Chen, right? And career is Bing Fire Bing Chen, right? So Ren Chen, Bing Chen, Bing Xin is basically a combined Should you shut up and gain insight? Ooh, your resource star is actually being combined away. Right? You probably have a good chance of basically sharing your opinion with somebody which is having the same mindset, because the Bing combination will create water. So you will be basically, just be careful now when you talk about, because the water depend on take a look at the rest of your chart, whether your chart is Rockwell heavy or Friend Star heavy. Friend Star heavy is good. You get people who with the same what you call a mindset that you can share your opinion with. But if you are Rockwell heavy, then you are sharing your opinion with people who may use the information against you. So overall, I really, the advice is very, very simple, is that, really keep your mouth shut. There's things that, you don't want to share with people, or, you can use the energy to misdirect people. That is also something that you can do, purposely misdirect people, right? So you take a look at it, right? So yeah, right? So should there be a concern of people with the Zi in their chart during the Maoman? Concern, the Zimao is uncivilized punishment. It has a very heavy sexual connotation. Should you be heavy about it? Depending on how your lifestyle is, depending on how your company handling is, it depends on those type of situation. Right? Overall, you don't need to be scared of, the particular situation. Also, any uncivilized punishment, if you know how to whack the hell out of the other fella, shouldn't have any problem. I don't see it, right? So, Ren Day Master, Ren Ziman, or another Zimao. If resource is high, right? Does it mean that I have more help to find me a new job? Resource is high. You can interpret it in that particular manner, right? So, in actual sense, that you are considering too many things, right? When the resource star is heavy thinking too much reliant on other people, right? So everything, so you take a look at, will other people, hey, just think about it, right? No one has the obligation to find you a job. Why do we have the thinking that other people will help me find a job? That line of thinking itself is already troublesome, right? Hopefully you understand, right? So don't think of things like that. This entire thinking of where can I find other people to come help me, right? So think about it properly. Why should anyone come and help you? What are you giving out to the world that you deserve the help? All right. So yeah, it sounds a bit sad, but you have to think in that particular mindset, right? So Lisa here, right? Ting Mao Day Master Ping Xu Man, right? So you got a dog there, Ting and Xu. Her Ting officer structure, right? Already a very noisy fella to begin with. Geng Wu Ye, in terms of career, what is the best way for me to break through this month? Why you need to break through this month? Right. So you start to notice that I like to ask, why you want to do, this sort of things, type of question. Hurting officer, indirect wealth, indirect resource. Okay, the idea that you find, the thing that you are exploring right now is good for you to basically, tell people a little bit, to see what is the what you call feedback from people, right? So overall, pretty much is quite okay lah, because your dogman, the earth will further strengthen the wealth star, and it will also keep the resource star busy, because the earth would try to attack your earth, right? So you got a Wu earth there, right? So it's pretty much quite okay for it to be attacked, right? So quite all right type of month, right? So you want to break through, start telling people what you see, right? Practice a bit on term of talking out the thing that you basically want to see, right? So do that, right? So Trung Nguyen, let's take a look at his chart, right? Since Day Master with the red in the month, wow, you got so many red in the month, right? Can that person find a new job this month? Is he even looking for one first? Now, so again, right, got so many friend star around, right? So he's not the only person looking for a job. So how? You tell me. So you are basically going to go through a period whereby, the other friend are not competition, right? So the problem with the friend star right now is that, you know, there is this feeling that you have for the other party that, you know, maybe that person would need the job more than me. So how? Right? So how are you gonna go through that particular feeling? Right? So let's take a look at it. JC, Ji Day Master, right? Already high in EG and 7K. Good. With extra EG and 7K, add more of the same energy, more perfectionist or offset, bring it lower than before. If you already have a lot, you know, further adding into it actually doesn't help, right? Doesn't help the situation. So it depends on when you're talking about a lot is how much is a lot, right? Because, you know, right now, only information here is there's a G Day Master, right? So there's a GU Day Master there. That's the only information that's available, right? So, you know, the Day Master basically talk about your spouse preferences. So, you know, you got your spouse preferences with the U there with an EG. You just have very high, dreamy demand for your spouse, right? So in terms of the spouse there, you might have a bit of a problem, right? So that's all we can take a look. Alvin, right? Ping Fire Day Master, Ping Fire, okay, ma? Quite good, ma? Yeah, Wu again, you Ping, oh, very dangerous this year, Ping. This month. Mao year, you got Mao year again. All right, so network marketer business, how to improve sales? Okay, right? So now if you just want to purely improve sales, it's actually not really very difficult to do, right? So Alvin, you know, stay off the lady, please, right? So don't want to get yourself into trouble with the lady, right? So now Peng Sin combination itself, right? So Peng Sin combination itself is basically turning all your wealth into water, right? So woman is going to get you into a lot of trouble this year, right? So please, okay? So get that part of it done, right? So, you know, don't be itchy. I think that would be the advice that I want to give to you, right? So David, right? Wu Zi De Ding Chou Man, right? So okay, Grand Duke for the year. Mao and Cho doesn't really have any what you call interaction, right? Not really understand the Wu Earth avalanche mean, right? Does it mean that we'll be doing something illegal? No, avalanche got nothing to do with doing something illegal. You're just pulling a lot of attention to yourself, right? So now when the avalanche is coming down that time, right? Do you think everybody would know? Right? So everybody would basically know, right? So right now, you need to basically take a look at the thing that you're charging against towards, right? Is it worth for you to charge towards? Don't know, right? So you have to go and ask yourself, you know, whether the thing is illegal or not illegal, right? So the BaZi chart actually doesn't know what is legality versus non-legality, right? The BaZi chart, what it gives you is that it gives you the attention. When you pull the attention over, and then there is a legal body, which is a direct officer, which is somebody who's there to monitor the rules and regulation, the line, and then you are pulling your attention to who do you think they see? They see you, right? So now that they're going to assess you based on their what you call assessment of the situation. So you cross line or don't cross line is depend on the direct officer. So I always say that the example is that, let's say recreational drug. If you're in German, if you're using recreational drug in the open, it's fine because that's not a rules and regulation breakage. But if you're in Malaysia or Singapore, you do that, you'll be hanged. It's the same thing. Same amount of attention that you're pulling to yourself. One side is fine, the other side is not okay. So you have to be very clear with the thing that you are doing, whether it is something that that you need to adjust, or is that something that you need to right, not to be adjusted to, right? Trung Nguyen, if you're going to apply for a job every month, also it's a good time for you to apply for a job, right? So just go and apply, right? So when you talk about job application, the strategy of you when you are doing the what you call the interview, or how you're going to script your application, that is important. Actually, when do you apply for the job is really not an important aspect that you want to do, right? Just remember, you're not the only person applying for a job, right? So why do you think it's special? So always same thing, right? job opening, you apply somebody with very good BaZi chart, another person applies somebody with very bad BaZi chart. You think the job's supposed to adjust to whose BaZi chart? None. The job don't care about both of your BaZi chart. Right, so you are trying to use your BaZi chart to control an externality that you can't control. Right, control things that is within your controlling realm. All right, that's the correct thing for you to do when you talk about applying BaZi. Carol, any chance if I find a job this month, right? Jobless for 6 months already, right? So jobless for 6 months, you better look at your picking criteria, your strategy, right? So, the quick thing for you is basically to cut your salary. If you're good, why not? Okay, so, don't go there, oh no, I must be paid this particular level. But anyway, let's take a look at, Ren Zi Man, Ren Yin Day Master. Okay, Man Ren Yin is quite okay this year. Ji Chou, no need, right? So take a look at Yin, Wood. Wood, what is a good thing for you to do a Ren this year? Wow. On the contrary, you have to know how to brand yourself, right? So you basically really need to know how to brand yourself, right? So in terms of looking for job, this particular month, you want to really brand yourself. You better go and check out how are you, writing your resume and stuff like that, right? So take a look at that. Maurice, right? Marisol, right? Horse year and month. Okay, awesome. So you got a lot of traction this year. Pick day and snake hour. Okay, so it doesn't matter the day and hour. High 7 killing, blah 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 blah. Any recommended? How would you put down everything except your day master, right? So without the day master, there's actually no translations, right? So seriously, your what you call your animal sign is of no use because we need the day master to translate the animal sign, right? So I always tell people there's 200 versions of the animal sign. So no point reading animal sign at all. So day master is Xin Chou, month is Ding Wei, and year is Ren Zi. How my career in how will this affect my career in the corporate environment? How would this affect your career? It will not affect your career at all, right? Paula, the correct way of asking things is that what do you want to do and how can you use the energy to achieve the thing that you want to do, right? So your corporate environment don't care about your chart. Just remember that externality do not care about your chart because the same externality is subjected to different people, right? So different people will act to the externality in a very different manner, right? So that's what you want to do. You need to basically put down is that these are the things that you basically wanted to do, whether the energy will basically assist you in doing the thing that you want to do or not. So you already know sin is a lot of sin on top of it. So you need to start to take a look at it. What's the difference between you and your closest friend that you want to call it, right? So that's what you want to do, right? So there's a lot of options. So you better take a look at from the corporate point of view, to take a look at that. This month, I can find a lot of copy of you. Is it good? I don't know. If you're fighting against something, then there's a lot of copy of you is great. But if you're talking about, how can I outshine people, a lot of copy of you is no good, right? So, you need to take a look at what are you handling. That is important. So, Elena, day master is Xin Yu. Another Xin around here, Jia Wu. Oh, okay. Right, Wu Mao. Okay, Wu Mao is a bit of a destruction going on there. Geng Chen in the month, Geng Shen in the year pillar, strong chart. Okay. How can I best take advantage? So again, right, I don't know what you want to take advantage against. Don't know what you want to do, right? So, text like that, So, Elena, right, so when you ask a specific question, you need to be specific as to what you actually wanted to do, right? No point throwing, everything on the table and ask people, what can you do with it, right? So, people need to know what do you want to do first before they can advise you whether, you have enough ingredient to get things done, all right? Right, so let's take a look at it, right? So Xin Hai Day Master Geng Yin Man Ding Chen Ye, how can I do for relationship game changer? What okay, so Winnie, what's wrong with the relationship that you are having in the first place that required a game changer? So Xin Hai Day Master, this year Hai is basically the traveling star, you know. So you want to improve your relationship, you're supposed to travel. You were looking for a relationship, you're supposed to travel. So, you know, we need to know what is your relationship current situation. Where are you trying to go? What are your desire, what we call optimum result from your perspective? Then only we'll be able to take a look at what's the situation. Because, you know, talking about game changer, I don't even know what you're trying to change, right? We need to know that before we can basically do anything, right? So please do that. Tan, let's take a look at Tan here, right? So, Ting Yu, another thing. Ji Chou Man, right? So, ooh. Okay, Grand Duke for the month. Should I maintain low profile? Quick answer is yes. If I don't like the people I'm working with, yes. Wow, okay, Grand Duke, you don't like the people that you're working with. The people that you're working with actually don't like you even more. Right, so remember, right? So the Grand Duke, and then it's basically Grand Duke on your month. Whatever you do stand out like a sore thumb, okay? Right, so you need to pipe down a little bit or not. Let me just take a look at thing indirect resource. Okay, all right. So indirect resource, indirect wealth. Need to stay low profile. No, I would actually stay low profile a little bit, but here's the thing: the Chou actually has a lot of good potential, right? So the question that you want to ask right now is that if you adopt a I don't really care about how other people see me type of attitude, so which means that grand duke law, and you are very sure that the thing that you are doing is beneficial to the organization, go ahead and do it. Okay, so EG7K is basically indirect wealth. The entire chart is basically full of indirect, which means that you can really see the particular opportunity at that particular point. That gap, you can clearly see it. Your question is it something that you should explain to people? And if people are not really in line, as long as you know that the thing that you are doing is good, bear the responsibility as well, right? So don't feel bad about the situation. Sometimes that's what you want to do, right? Pleasing people is not really something that you want to do too long or too much. Mariana, right? So Sin Metal Day Master, right? Sin Metal Month. DE, don't care about your DE actually. Any recommendation to interact to increase my business and resolve jealousy around me, right? So jealousy, you don't need to resolve, just move on. Right, so all those kind of little things, like jealousy. People are jealous of you because they are not at your level. So why are you going down to their level to play with them? Right. So those are. By the way, increased business is a year related matter. That's where the market is. Right. So you don't look at your month. Your month doesn't actually increase business. Your year increase business. That's where your market is. So you might want to do an assessment based on the year. Francis, let's take a look at Francis here. Ren Day Master, yes, Ren Day Master. Jia Ziman, why so many Ziwan? Wait, hello, you guys really want to get into sexual related problem? Currently have argument with boss. Good timing to go all out. No, Francis. Hurting officer is around. You want to really sit down and find out from your boss what is really happening. Dig deep into your boss perspective. You want to take a look at from your boss perspective, what is the basic situation. So it's a bit too early for you to do attack. It's not a month for you. So it's very early inside the year. Always before you go and fight a war, getting intelligence is very important before you launch an attack. You do not want to spend your army early in the war fighting the wrong enemy. Right, so go and find out what is basically happening. Right, let's take a look at Elena. Hey Elena, day master is sin. Okay, Jia Wu, our pillar, Geng Chen, blah blah blah. Right. What's the question? Strong. Raw wealth strong in my chart. Okay, followed by direct resource. How can I best navigate? Raw wealth direct resource, just go and copy your rival. That's it. Raw wealth direct resource is actually very easy to do. Copy your rival. Find a rival, copy the hell out of whatever that person is doing. Learn from your rival. Okay. Geng Zi day master, right? So and Sin Si Man, okay, Man is pretty good. You got a combination going on there. Job market, business outlook for new opportunity. Why everybody want to go for look for new opportunity, right? So you already got combined in your month, right? You should look for a promotion. Why should you look for a new opportunity? Sometimes I don't understand people, right? Oh, we're going to look for new job, look for new job, look for new job. So you know how many company out there got no job nowadays, still want to look for new job. At the current economic cycle, you're looking for new job. Ask yourself, the company itself also doesn't know how they can survive, and then you want to go outside and ask people to take care of you. Boat also sinking, you want to sit other people's boat. Let's not do that, man. Let's not do that. Manu, Ping Fire, personal favorite for this particular month. Ping Fire, all direct wealth, very very nice, right? So with career path, I'll look for difficult for job. I don't understand the Ping Fire. What career path should I look for? You never take a look at career path by using a month energy, man. Right, so you don't want to use a month energy for career path. Career path, you need to basically plan out your month pillar together with your luck pillar to basically look at big direction, because career is not a 1 year thing, right? So that's why you don't want to do woo over here. Sin Day Master, Ping Woman. All right, so you got a woman, so very charming year for you. This in terms of your job, traveling to work in other country. Any challenges? To obstruct your move, COVID law. That one don't need to ask one, right? You already know the current situation already. Okay. Li Ping Wong, right? So Li Ping Wong, let's take a look at it, right? So day master is Ji Wei. So Ji day master, this particular month, eating God energy, Xu dog, this year bullying punishment a little bit. Want to try option trading? Oh, okay. So again, Ping Wu, right? Things like option trading, things like that, right? So that one your BaZi chart actually cannot do anything. So same explanation to you, right? At the same time, how many people is buying and selling option? Few thousand people. You just go and sit down and think about it. Whose BaZi chart should win in the option trade market when there are still few thousand people who is buying and selling option at the same time? Okay, so assessment point is basically not correct, So really officially, I want to tell you, do not use BaZi chart to do at least your level of investment analysis is the wrong application. Okay, so investment means that you put the sum of money into another person's hand. So you tell me, should you look at your BaZi chart or look at that person that you are putting the money onto? His BaZi chart is more important than yours, right? Definitely that person BaZi chart is more important. So if you're buying a stock of Tesla, I advise you to read Elon Musk's chart, not yours. Tesla share will not care about your chart. Nancy Lim, let's take a look at it, right? So Ren Zi Day Master, right? So Geng Shen Man, Shen is good. You got your monkey there. What else are you afraid of this year? You got the monkey there. How can I make my transition to a new job smooth? Wow. Well, which part of it is not smooth, right? So every guy going into transition, you need to define smooth. You need to know what is basically wrong with it. Then only you basically need to take a look. But you got Shen this year, so people already think that you are very powerful, So you can do a lot of things, Just make sure that you are not creating overly overly high expectation over your entrance into the job, right? So although you can do a lot of things, get a lot of things done because of the energy, the positivity energy that you have from the monkey actually give you a lot of what you call cookie point in terms of getting things done, because you are very positive with the entire situation. So that drive your energy upward. You feel like a lot of things you can basically do, and most of the time you can achieve a lot of things that is there, right? So now I just give you one step further, right? Next year is the year of the tiger. Your monkey is going to be Clash. So that's the worrying part of it. All right, guys. Oscar, right? So we take Oscar as the last question here, right? Oscar have seen Chouman. Jia Zi, they must have another Zi, right? So work and relationship gonna be tough this month. Quick answer for you, Oscar. Yes, very tough because your Chou is already a Grand Duke, right? So and then at work there you got just like this month because you got the Zimao uncivilized punishment, right? So Oscar, really, where are you focusing yourself this particular month, right? So just remember Zimao uncivilized punishment. You tend to cross that particular very sensitive line of sexual harassment. Just be careful of it. Just be careful of if there's a lady colleagues around you, I would say that just block it off, right? Okay, guys, that's it for this particular session. I hope that you guys like the new format. So I also need to go and take a look at the YouTube version to see how the new format work like, and then maybe I'll go and make some adjustment on the entire thing, right? So I'm fairly surprised over being able to stream directly onto the screen. It's cute, right, guys? Thank you for being my guinea pig for streaming today, right? So hopefully you guys can use all the energy that is being given to you all on a good manner, right? So please try stop worrying about whether this will work, whether this will work, whether this will work, whether that will work, right? So stay positive and basically use positive strategy. All energy are useful, right? So you just need to fit the particular energy into certain area of your life that can help with that particular situation. So you would basically going through good luck. All right, guys, that's it. See you all. Bye.